In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Sit back and prepare to laugh. It's the Drunk Nerds podcast. I fucking hate Crow. This is bull. It's the first turn. It's the first turn. He's got 4 monsters on the field. And he's sacrificing 2 of them. He's got, what has he got now? Oh, this is the Black Wing Arm Wing. This is this game. Every game, the exact same thing happens. He gets 4 monsters in the field, he sacrifices 2 of them, and he brings out the stupid armed wing. This game. This is look at this shit. Bam! Behemoth, the king of all animals. I can destroy you if he has a trap card and be so Oh no! He has a trap card! This is horseshit! I hate this game! I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm recording. Crap, I got that all recorded. I gotta edit that out.
You should edit him just saying, no!
I'm editing. I'll edit the shit out.
Alright, everybody. Welcome to the Drunk Nerds podcast. I am your host for this week, the Jack of Hearts, from the lovely Evergreen state of Washington.
Sorry, I'll turn off the game.
And the person you just heard on the proverbial left side of the ring for me is one and only Ginger Boy. Say hello, Gingy.
You know what? Yu-Gi-Oh! 5DS for the freaking Xbox Live Arcade is the worst game ever made. This game is ridiculous. It's the first turn, and Crow Hogan already has 4 monsters on the field. And I finally get a monster strong enough to defeat him, to defeat his strongest monster, and he has a freaking trap card! This is BS! I hate this game. I hate games.
Fuck you.
Well, you know what?
He's Inkashiki.
You want to know what?
Fuck you.
This whole game is...
You want to know what Crow Hogan's main little catchphrase is? It's like, what you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do when Crow's Hulkamania runs wild on you?
Right, when I bring out the freaking Black Wing armed whatever on you.
Oh, man.
Bull. I hate this fucking game.
Yeah, you can't stop playing it.
Alright then. Now that little intro's...
I'm sorry.
Now that little intro's been very much of a tangent there by our own Ginger Boy. To our proverbial right side of the ring is our one and only Knuckles.
Yeah!
What's up, Knuckles?
What's up, everyone? Big Red is online. You should be recording this podcast.
I'm not playing the game anymore. I'm looking at the sales for the day.
I'm good playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Not getting as pissed off as Ginger Boy over there. I can beat Crow. Crow's my bitch.
Yeah, because you have a bullshit deck.
What about you? How have you been doing before I let the smack down on Ginger Boy?
Oh, man, I've been doing alright. I've just been also playing a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D Plus and stuff with PSN, which, yeah, while we're on the subject of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D and stuff like that, why don't we just get into just a little bit into it, because it's mostly the game I've been playing for the past couple days.
Same here.
I mean, the game structure itself, it has that proverbial, like, it's a tournament structure type of game where you go through, like, the preliminary matches and stuff. You have to beat at least 3 people or maybe 2 in a row and stuff to get enough points to move on to the main tournament, which consists of about...
shot at getting to the next round. That's what I did. I won 2 out of 3 and I got to the next round.
Yeah, you have to get 2 out of 3, at least 2 out of 3 with the highest points.
Yes, at least that and stuff. I mean, there have been occasions where I've personally played and haven't got enough points, even though I won like about 2 out of the 3 duels, but have not advanced past, to the main tournament. So,
and if you win all 3, you automatically advance to the next tournament.
Yep.
Well, you suck.
Yeah, I know I suck. I don't suck. This game's just cheap. Every freaking time I get a strategy going, just so happens that the computer has a freaking card that will stop your strategy. Or they have freaking 17 monsters on the field after the first freaking turn.
That's one of the first cons about the game that I personally have, is because the freaking makers of the game don't give you like a well-structured type of deck first thing, you're left to struggle against the computer, and the computer is just ruthless when you get to the main tournament.
Even in the preliminary
go
tournaments, the AI is ruthless.
Oh yeah, they got like a set deck with whole strategies, like the whole entire cards.
Like their decks, Elemental Hero, that will fucking just summon all the strong monsters on the field and destroy yours.
Yeah, like within 2 turns before you even get a chance to do
within
anything.
2 turns. Then you have the stall decks that you can't attack or anything.
Yeah. It's
like, I believe some of the preliminary people are harder than the actual tournament.
That's been my issue. I bought the game when it first came out, and I didn't play it for a whole 6-7 months after. I played it for a couple weeks. I just got irritated because basically everybody they would say, well, you guys gotta keep grinding. Well, I don't want to play a game for 15-20 hours, because every time you play a game, you get after every game you get a bunch of random cards to add to your trunk.
Yeah,
I do want to say something about that. They added, like, within the game went off the marketplace for about a year or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, then they brought it back as Yu-Gi-Oh! Decade Duels Plus, which added 3,000 something new cards to the game, which made it harder for you to get cards to go for your deck.
Huh.
And this game does have what suffers from most free-to-play games do. That you have to pay to get better cards.
Yeah, they added that. I saw that.
Which I'm not really complaining about, because if I wanted to get the best cards in the game, I could go in Brick and Mortar Life and buy a deck or so, get the cards I want.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, let's put this in for example and stuff.
Hold up. This game isn't also free to play either. You have to pay $10 just to get the game.
Yeah. But they basically set it up like free to play games.
I mean,
you can't you can't continue on in the game. Like, you can get so far, and then eventually you just gotta pay to even have a chance to.
I wouldn't say that, because I got my first stall deck, which allows me to stop people from using their cards.
But the whole game
after about 30 wins.
The cards you get though is it's completely random. So you could have just got lucky and got those cards. I've probably played 30 or 40 games, and the cards I have. I mean, I've got some pretty good cards, but I don't have like a deck where there's a whole strategy behind everything, where everything's built around these core.
You just have a full-on aggro deck where you just have to attack.
I just got my best cards I have available, and I just put those together. I don't have a whole deck built around 6 samurais or black wings or a stall deck or anything. It's just
well, for me, it's like I consider this game a lot like chess, where you have to plan out your moves 2 moves in advance.
Yeah.
Like, you play a monster, you have to make sure your monster can beat their monster. If you can't beat that monster, you have to set it up to where you have to make them attack you, and have like a trap card or something, a spell or trap card that'll stop their attack, or make them destroy the monster, make them hurt their own life points.
Yeah.
And it's like, for the beginning, that's what you have to do. Is like, you have to play defense until you get like a mirror force or something, or say, I think the strongest monster you get in your deck is Elemental Hero Neos.
Yes, first thing you get that's like your strongest monster. That's like a 2,500 attack monster right there at level 7.
Yeah, and you have to sacrifice 2 cards. You just have to play defense until you can get decent strategy going. Like for me, I play mostly trap cards at the very beginning.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I just set a bunch of magic and trap cards in the field.
Oh, that's also, you can't send magic all your magic and trap cards on the field, because like you won't be able to know that the opponent.
They can destroy them.
Oh, I drew a heavy storm on the first turn, so goodbye all your best magic and trap cards.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times before.
Yeah, same here.
You finally have a strategy put together, and that's what I mean. Like, just you get a strategy put together and everything, and then I'll have cards like, all right, I can finally destroy like this trap card. That's like, I was playing this one person in one of the computers, and they had a fairy deck, and
oh god,
they put like the what's the cards that like affect the elements.
You can't destroy fairies in monsters.
Yeah, like
you can't destroy fairies in defense mode or something.
Yeah, all
like
their every tech I had like 6 or all their cards, all the fairy monsters they had were like really weak. But they had a magic card in the field that would every attack you did it was automatic. It was 0, so it didn't affect. So they didn't lose any life points, and they didn't lose their cards. So I was like, I had I had all my strong monsters in the field, but I couldn't attack them. So eventually, I eventually got like the heavy storm or something, and like I was able to destroy all the cards, and I eventually won it. But it just took forever, to get that, to finally freaking do that.
I do want to say though, I was playing Jack last night and talking about all the trap cards going into being destroyed in your first turn. He wiped out half of my trap cards in the first move.
Well, here's exactly what happened in this case and scenario. What happened was Knuckles used card destruction, I think, on his first turn, right, which got rid of a lot of my hand and stuff, because he only had like about 2 cards or something that he personally had, because he set like a monster or something like that, and like most of his spell and trap cards. So once he used card destruction, it wiped out my hand, and all of a sudden I get like not only do I draw Heavy Storm, but I also got another card, Brain Control, or something like that. So what happened was I used Heavy Storm. I just wipe out his whole backfield. I think he had like Elemental Hero Wildheart or something like faced up on his field. This level 4 monster. So I used Brain Control. I used that, and I use it as part of my sacrifice for like another monster, and I end up just attacking him directly.
I've done that to him so many times, like where he'll finally get like he did one of the last games he played. Like he had a Dark Magician, and he was like really excited. He had Dark Magician on there, and then the very next turn, I drew the Brain Control, put that down, and I brought his card over, and I sacrificed the Dark Magician, and like attacked him directly. Like that's my thing whenever I play Knuckles. And I beat him probably.
He doesn't beat me with his own monsters. He somehow manages to draw that fucking Brain Control card.
Yeah, I'll draw
and attack me.
And destroy his life points that way. Every game I beat him in, I beat him like in just individual duels, not matches. But I probably beat him 4 or 5 times, and I have literally not beat him with my own card. I've used Monster Reborn, or I've used Brain Control, and I brought one of his monsters over, and I just destroyed him with that. That's every time I've won it has been that way. Is just me beating him with his own monster. And I don't know why you're still using card destruction, Knuckles, because the last time you used it, you had the game won.
It's I'm playing him on the PSN, so I don't have a good deck.
Well, just get rid of that. Just get rid of that card, because every time you use it, it costs you the game.
Yeah, I also need it to get, because I can't play a monster most of the time when I use it. So I use card destruction to get a monster on the field.
It's kind of backward on your buddy.
Yeah, the only time card destruction works is when I'm using that burn deck.
Oh yeah. You just be happy, Jack, that you don't play him on 360 because he has like 37 decks, and they're all just like it's like facing the computers, where like they have a set deck and everything's. He's got like the 5-headed. He has the dragon deck. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like 3 turns in, he has the 5-headed dragon
I
up.
can have 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons, a 5-headed dragon, a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and then on the next turn after that, I can have the fucking Dragon Master Knight.
Yeah. It's like in 6 turns, like he has all
which,
these.
Which, since there's 5 Dragon Monsters on the field, the Dragon Master Knight has like 7,000 attack and defense.
Yeah, so he'll knock you out in 1 turn.
Well, yeah, there's a reason why in like that in the actual physical card game format that a lot of those cards are actually limited or like forbidden and stuff because of what you guys were just talking about. Like for say the Red Eyes like Darkness Dragon or something like that. It's only limited to 1 because of situations where your opponent could actually just summon more than one of them inside 1 turn and then just have these 2 level like all these 2,800 attack monsters plus whatever.
What I had done was I use Future Fusion, which takes 5 cards out of my deck into the graveyard. So I'll put say Red Eyes wearing 2 of those in, which if I didn't special summon, I could throw those for remove from play and special summon 2. I can special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And since I put 2 in the graveyard and I put 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons in the graveyard, I can special summon those 2 at the end of the turn. And then on my next turn, I say I have 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons in my hand. I can special summon those.
I know that's one of the more niftier parts about like Future Fusion and stuff. I mean, because of that abusability, especially when you combo like a magic card like Dragon's Mirror or whatever you like to use or something like that.
You use
can
Dragon's
summon
Mirror
like
after
all
that.
these. I mean, because you only have like about 8,000 life points. I mean, I'm just trying to inform the people at home about this card game. Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. Both players start out with like 8,000 life points and stuff. So if you manage to get 2 level 8, 3,000 attack monsters on your same turn by using some sort of special magic card, you got a huge disadvantage. you
have to draw like a trap card called Mirror Force to destroy all the monsters in attack mode.
There's like 2 or 3 cards in like all of the entire game that you can actually you have it's like really a chance to even come back and win it. There's a few monsters you can use that like I've got lucky with a couple times where like
Black Rose fucking whore.
where like you can if you flip summon them or something like that, you can destroy 2 monsters on the field, or you can return 2 monsters you can pick 2 monsters in the field and return it to the person's hand, and then they got to re-sacrifice monsters to play them again. So I mean, it's just a game of luck. You gotta have the right cards in your deck first off, and then
it's luck mixed with skill. Yeah. Like you have to be able to know what you're doing to get that luck in.
Yeah,
it's basically just
like
this is mainly why I mainly just play poker
exactly
because I actually have a pretty good shot at that. I'm better at poker than I am Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, anyway, let's go into like some of the things that we like about the game in general. I mean, there's obviously a lot of things. There's actually a lot of things that we don't like about the game because of how obtuse and how like certain just AI things just look just terrible. I mean, I do like the fact that there's so many diverse decks and stuff like that, so many diverse strategies in order like when you're facing up against. But again, there's just a lot of negative stuff about this game that I don't like. I mean, come on, like for example, the infrastructure of the deck plus all the cards and stuff that you don't get, because since what Knuckles said before, since they updated this game, they took it off the Xbox Live Marketplace and did this Decade's Duel Plus nonsense and stuff, adding 3,000 something cards.
Which, if you hear about it, is a good thing. But if you're starting off, and if you're just starting off, it's terrible.
Yeah. Which is basically what I've played more
Yes,
of it
it's
in the
very
last
terrible.
month than I think I did the first year it was out. Because I played it for a couple weeks, and I just kind of got tired of just the BS of the AI, and I just went back to it because I started playing with Knuckles. Yeah, and like I get in cards, I'm getting some decent cards, but it's like I'm not getting anything I can build a deck around. I'm not getting.
You can't combo it with.
Yeah, I got no good
You're not getting
combos.
stuff to combo with. And the thing about when you win in this, since the cards are random, you'll get one card, but you won't get the card that you need to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For like maybe 50 games.
Yeah. If you're lucky.
In my personal opinion, and stuff, I just, as for like Yu-Gi-Oh games in general, because I've played a slew of them, like from the Game Boy Advance, from the DS, even a couple of like the PlayStation and stuff. This game itself is just really, really hard just to get into. It's not the greatest, obviously. It is very bad because of a lot of the infrastructure. I mean, for one off, the price tag of $9.99 is very deceiving because you start off with the most chanciest of decks, and even if you do manage to orchestrate a decent deck and win against duelists and stuff, you are rewarded with what?
You
4 or 5 cards, and
yeah.
who knows what the hell you're going to get.
5 cards for the preliminary, about 5 or 6 for the preliminaries, and about 10 for the win, and then about 15 for the championship win.
But I mean, just because you win the championship
doesn't
mean you get 15 great cards. You just get it's
Right.
all.
You can probably get cards that you already got from winning the previous duels.
Yeah, I got so many extras of cards. That's what's really making it. That's really upset. When I look at my trunk. Trunk is like all the cards you own, and then you can put them into your deck. I'll have like three of like I have 2 or 3 of each, like a bunch of different cards in there. I only got like 200 different kind of 200 different kind of cards, but I have 2 or 3 of probably 50 of them. So they keep giving me the same monsters and magic cards over and over again.
And what they do to counteract that though, you're only allowed to get 3 of the max.
Yeah.
Once you get the 3 of the 3 of the copy of the card, you're not going to get that card again.
Yeah,
which is good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. That's fair.
Well, like I was saying. I'm sorry, like what I was saying before and stuff, because of it being randomized and stuff, you don't know what type of card you're going to get. You might get something off a chance that might be great, let's say like a Mirror Force or a Monster Reborn if you're lucky, but also you have the same amount of chance to get absolutely shit cards and stuff. Like last night, while I was going through the arcade mode again, I got this card Skull Servant, which if any old school Yu-Gi-Oh player knows, Skull Servant is one of the weakest monster cards that you could possibly get because, for one, it's like a level 1, level 2 monster, and it's a normal type monster. It doesn't have any type of abilities whatsoever. 300 attack, 200 defense. Oh, hey, look at this. Yeah. This is a piece of shit.
That card shouldn't even been invented because there's no use to it whatsoever.
Well, there is one type of use for Skull Servant, and that's in a particular type of deck when it combines this other card, King of the Skull Servants, which it gains attack equal to the number of that particular card and Skull Servant in the graveyard. But other than that, there's not really much use for it. But going back to being the price being deceiving, sure, you pay $10 for this game, but what they really do, how they really get their money is with their freaking DLC their DLC stuff, right? Because here they got these card packs, right, which are varied in price. There's about, I think it's at least 17, maybe 18 original card packs, which are priced at around $2 a whack.
Or $2, and there's
they're $1.99 on the PSN, so they're $2.
Yeah, they're just particular 3 types of card packs you can get: the regular card packs, the starter decks, and the structure decks, and there's 4. There's also super packs as well. Meaning, if you try to buy all those type of DLC content and stuff, if you really wanted to get all the cards, it would cost you over $100 freaking dollars.
Well, I think it's Knuckles added it up. I think it's was it close? It's like $50 if you wanted to buy all of them. I think.
Yeah. 50?
Yeah, it's not that. It's
still $50
it's a retail game, pretty much.
Yeah. So by the time you're all said and done with it, you could spend up to $60 on this game.
And then again, all you really need to do is just you go online, look at what cards come with that pack. If it's what you want, it's you spend $2, you get good cards that you want to go through your deck. Play the game some more.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like for me, I probably put about $4 into the game, $4 extra dollars into the game, and my deck's pretty much solid right now. Like me and Jack, I paid $2 for my cards. We played our first tag duel, and we won. Like, and he
we
did.
He
has a starter deck, and he basically has a starter deck, and I had my slightly upgraded starter deck, and we decimated pretty much.
We did decimate during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, because fortunately enough, we were facing off against a particular type of deck type where it's Macrocosmos, meaning it stalls with like cards like Level 11 Area B, which enables like your monsters to attack you. But also because of the trap card, Macrocosmos, the person could just put their monsters out of play
instead of to the graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah, basically its entire deck, like, just go out of play and stuff like that, you know? And, well, basically, it's like, just like what Knuckles said, I think I did kind of exaggerate when I said like 100 or something like that, but I'm looking at a website right now where you can actually look inside the DLC card packs. It's Yugioh-wikia.com and stuff. If you're very interested inside the game, if you want to invest inside the DLC content, there's plenty of good ones. Like, say, I got a couple of them, like Card Pack 1, which has a lot of those Elemental Hero type of monsters, which I was trying that type of deck type against Knuckles last night and found a lot of success from getting a couple of those card decks. Because basically what I bought in order to make that deck competitive was really Card Pack 1 and I think Structure Deck 1.
Yeah, the process range from card packs, which is preliminary people's half their deck, and that's $1.99. The structure decks are $2.99, and then if you want a super pack, you can get that for $3.99, which has the better cards in it. So that's why it's slightly more expensive.
What, the super packs or the structure deck is the better ones?
The super pack has the better cards in it. The structure decks have the structure decks and the starter decks are the same price, but the structure decks have more cards in them. But the super packs has fewer, about 8 to 15 cards in them. But all those cards are like the cards you want to use to fill your deck with powerhouses like Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl.
Yeah, exactly. Like, say, I'm just looking at the list here for Super Pack 1. I mean, there are a lot of interesting cards inside this one pack alone, which costs maybe like about $4 or so. You get Dark Magician, you get Dark Magician Girl, you get
a lot of monsters you gotta sacrifice
Horn of Heaven,
for,
Torrential Tribute.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Then also you got Dark Paladin too, which is, I think it's one of those cards where you can't actually find inside the game.
No, you can. So. No, every card that's in the packs you can get in the game. Yeah.
Really? It just take you a hell of a long time just to try to get all of them.
Yeah, well, you're trying to find one card out of 4,000, pretty much.
3,000? 3,000 or 4,000, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
That's actually that is going to be hard.
5 at a time.
Yeah.
I think we spent a good 25 minutes discussing.
Fuck this. Let's make this the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast.
No. I'm already angry about this game. The more we talk about it, the more upset I get.
Oh, this game is...
well, anyway...
Despite his fucking anger about the game, he's playing it right now.
No, I'm not. I am not playing it right now. I'm not yelling.
He was playing it towards the beginning of the podcast, though.
Oh, he went offline now.
No, I turned my Xbox
Last online 3 minutes ago, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
I turned my Xbox... I was looking at the download packs. I was trying to add them up real quick, but you figured it out.
But, yeah, it's just there are some drawbacks to the game.
There's a lot of drawbacks to the game.
Oh,
yeah.
Mainly the plus upgrade was the drawback to it. But if you're just starting out, yeah, it's kind of hard. It's like, I would just go ahead and pay the $2 and get the better cards and then play the game. But that's me.
Well, okay. For anybody that's interested inside playing this game, if you are not a hardcore fan of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I would not recommend you trying this game. I would recommend you, if you even have the slightest interest inside the card game, go track down, like, the the old DS game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Nightmare Troubadour. That is actually a better representation because, yeah, it's kind of hard to find right now, but what it does implement you is every time you win a duel, you get, like, specific type of card packs, right? Where you would get at least one really good card that you could implement inside your deck every time that you won a decent, like, duel and
same
stuff.
way with, what was that game called on the Game Boy Advance?
Sacred Cards?
Not Sacred Cards, it was the one before that. Eternal Duelist Soul.
Okay.
Eternal Duelist Soul, yeah, that one too. But I would really recommend this game if, say, you have, if you are very much of a hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh! Player and stuff like that. There is a bunch of really interesting things you could do. I mean, I'm just fascinated that I can create a bunch of different deck types and then just run with them. I mean, my first deck, I was running like a mixture of like black wing monsters with like all sorts of various random stuff, and I was able to competently go through the whole game, like beat the main guys like Jack Atlas and like Yusei Fudo and blah blah blah. But then after I invested a little bit more, like inside the E-Hero side of them, I was still making pretty comparable decks. I mean, yes, they're not updated to the Forbidden List standards and stuff, but I've had some decent amount of fun not only playing against the computer, but also playing with like Knuckles and stuff, like in tag duels or one-on-one duels, which introduced us to a little bit of a story that Knuckles and I have and stuff about last night. Oh man. This particular match that we had last night, it was just funny. I was just testing out my Elemental Hero deck that I had constructed. He was using the 6 Samurai stuff, and the thing is, he kept doing stuff where he actually was able to get like 5 or 6 of his like samurai monsters on his side of the field, and he was trying to set up for this one card, which was very much funny. He went through his entire deck, mind you, and he forgot to put the single card inside of his freaking deck. So here we are. I'm just waiting and stuff. It's like, okay, he's had me beat like more than one time here, and here I am. I'm just gathering up some sort of resources and stuff. And so finally, here comes the last turn here.
He destroys all my fucking cards on the field.
I destroy all of his cards on the field. He manages to, on his last card, he manages to draw the Light Monarch. And what that does, when he actually got it onto the field, it allows me either, I was just screwed either way here, because I didn't have any monsters to my side of the field. What it allows you to do is either you can draw a couple cards, or you could have him like attack you directly. And I had like about 200 life points left at this time. And it's like, yeah, I'd rather deck out. So the most ironic part about it is once I draw the 2 cards, it was the exact 2 cards I needed to beat at the next turn.
And the fact that since it was my turn, he didn't get to conduct his draw phase, which cost him the duel.
Yeah, that's another part of the drawing like stipulations and stuff. If you're playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And you run out of cards to draw on the next turn, you automatically lose.
Playing against each other is fun, but the game has a good multiplayer mode where you can go in and like find, if you want to test your deck, not against not against the computer opponents, but you can go in and play multiplayer, which is pretty one of the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that actually lets you do that.
Yeah.
Unless you go online and find some not official Yu-Gi-Oh! Online game.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of them. Like, there's actually like at least 2 of them that I know of that you have to install like programs on your computers in order to try them out and stuff. But I do kind of like the 5D Decade Duels Plus and stuff. But what I've noticed with the PSN version, because I have actually played both versions of this game, the structure of the PSN version, there's just a lot of technical hiccups with this one. For one, like there are certain slowdown elements that happen.
Not
right?
even for the online multiplayer. It's like it happens it happens in the actual like not storyline, but the tournament bracket mode. And it's like
even the tournament bracket mode is single player.
Yeah, which is weird. I was like, why the hell is this? Why is it lagging in a single player mode? And I was like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, and I've also come across elements where I've tried to play the game, and even like about a few minutes in, the game freezes on me. right? That's happened at least about 3 or 4 times the past week when I've tried to play it. And every time that it does that, I can't go back to the XMB and exit out of the game. No, I gotta manually get up and turn off my PS3 in order to get this thing. So it's kind of like a hard lock on my PS3.
Yeah.
So...
and this is where all the Xbox fanboys say, haha, PlayStation Network sucks.
Well, the thing about it is, this game itself is... it's not that great, I don't think, but yet... at least the Xbox version considerably runs better in terms of, like, technical stuff. But if I had to really give a grade on this, I would probably give it, like, at least a C- at most.
Yeah, I would go 7.5 if I
7.5
rated games.
Well, for me, it would be more like a C- only because I have played better Yu-Gi-Oh games, and also for the fact that this only even though I am a kind of a hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh type of fan and stuff, this game just does not satisfy that type of itch that I've had playing other types of games of this type, the other type of card games. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about this, or can we move on to something else?
I'm giving this game a -1. There's my input for this.
Are you drunk?
No,
Drunk?
I have not drank anything today, except for water. But no, this game it's a piece of crap game. It's cheap. I don't want to have to freaking pay more money for a game just so I can compete. I'm refused to buy extra packs. All right, let's move on because I'm tired.
And I can understand you, man. I totally agree with you.
I hate that games do that. There's even like you see a lot of Android games that do that, or like games on your phone where
it's like that pay to win model kind of sucks. But
yeah.
in this case, like I can see it happen because I pay for better cards in real life.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's not much different than actual like card packs and stuff you pay at the brick and mortar stores. I mean, the one of the brick and mortar stores are even a little bit more expensive, though.
Yeah, but you have to pay for the cards in the first place in real life. For the cards. And this, you're paying for the game that has all the cards in it already. Why should I have to go out and buy more packs for this game?
Good point.
You're not
Very good point.
That's my point. Is you already pay. You have to pay for the cards anyways for in brick and mortar life. I mean, so I don't have a problem with that. I think that's two completely different scenarios.
But I don't know. It's the update that did that. It wasn't like that when the game first launched.
The game was cheap when it first came out. It just makes it harder to get better cards now. So now you have
very true.
They really it was already cheap before the update. Now with the update, it's just they really just made it so you have to pay to win. But let's move on because I'm tired of talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
All right, there is something else I did want to talk about. I mean, last night, after Knuckles and I finished playing and stuff. I actually checked on Steam and stuff like that, and it was kind of surprising that this game totally launched like unknowingly without anybody, even like knowing it. But Final Fantasy VII is now actually on Steam. I think it was released like around midnight or something, like earlier on this morning, and right now, like for new release wise. It's the top seller, and Square Enix is charging about $11.99 for this PC port of Final Fantasy VII, and from what the looks of it, this almost just reminds me of just the updated visual type of version of the PC port of Final Fantasy VII when that first came out, because there were two versions of it. There was the PlayStation version, which I'm sure a lot of gamers who are listening to this podcast, that's probably one of their first RPGs, which probably they played. And another one was a PC port, which I believe it was either IDOS that helped port that to the PC, or it was something else. But, I'm on the Steam page right now, and a lot of the screenshots and even the trailer for this Steam version of it, it looks pretty cool. It looks a lot crisper and stuff like that. And
so they've actually done some updates to the game then before they put it on the Steam.
I think they've done some.
So what I've read was people were posting on. I saw people posting on Twitter about it. It's like, don't pay for this game. Don't keep giving them money for something that they're not gonna do an HD remake for. I think people want an HD remake for it. They don't want to just keep getting the port of the game. I assume they just ported it over to Steam. But I didn't.
It looks a lot better than it did.
I agree.
A few years ago.
Okay, that's good then. I don't know. I still can't. I guess I can't justify it because that was one of my complaints about it when I was I didn't look at the screenshots, but when I was reading, people were saying that they didn't do any updates to it. I thought $12 for it was kind of overpriced for a 16-year-old game.
$12 might
But if they actually
I agree.
$12 is probably.
But if they've actually updated a little bit, I mean, you look at some of the games like on the PlayStation or Xbox on 360 or PS3, they do HD remakes for it. They charge $40 for like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. It was $40 when it came out. I can't. If they've actually done some remake, they've upgraded the graphics a little bit and changed some things to it, made it a little better. I think $12 is a fair price.
Well, speaking of going on to Steam, Left 4 Dead 2 is free this weekend.
Oh, stop the show! Stop the show! I'm going to Steam. It's $10 on Xbox Live right now, too.
It's $5 to buy it, but you can play it for free this weekend until Sunday.
Oh, never mind. Continue the show. Show's back on. Show on!
I don't know. It's just I didn't play Final Fantasy VII. I wasn't a part of the Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy fan club or whatever. Yeah. It's just like it looked better, but I might get it when it goes on sale.
I might be in the same boat right there.
Interested in it.
I mean,
I was trying to last night. We did find like the stats for the game.
Yeah.
When it just launched, and I can't find it now.
I have it right now.
Some of the stats were ridiculous.
Yeah, I have actually. The thing about the Steam version here of Final Fantasy VII, one of the newer things about it, they've added the achievements and stuff to it. So, just looking over the statistics, like percentage of all players that have actually completed some of these achievements, it was crazy because it was like about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, with when Knuckles, not my time anyway, and I was checking over how many people have actually reached level 99 with any character, and it read like about 0.3%. Already.
Not there. Wow.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Well, it must have been some sort of a mod type of thing, because there is no possible way in the span of at least about a few hours can somebody reach level 99 with a single damn character, unless there's
0.4% have received 99,999,999 gil. 0.4%.
That's a
people
lot.
have done that already.
Even after 24, it's been out for not even 24 hours yet. There's no way. That's a couple hundred. That's gotta be. I mean, I never played Final Fantasy VII, but that's most games. I mean, you get to the top level, you gotta play a couple hundred hours, or at least 100 hours.
Yeah.
To get anywhere close to it.
Well, the thing about it is, you know what's funny? There's actually been 0.01% of people who have bought the game have actually beaten Final Fantasy VII. I mean, somebody's actually beaten Final Fantasy VII in the span of from midnight all the way up to here, all the way up to now.
Well, yeah, so probably like what? So
he's probably Korean.
Probably.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but
he probably died at the end too. So he's been playing for days straight. StarCraft.
I wonder if he was sad that Ares died.
No,
what?
Who knows?
I've never even played the game.
You just said the game's been out for
I know, it was a joke.
15, 16 years?
I know, it's a joke. I've known that.
I know.
2000.
I've known it for quite a while now.
I quit playing Final Fantasy games once they left the Super Nintendo. I mean, I never actually played them on Super Nintendo, but they released them all on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
And those games, oh my god, I beat Final Fantasy
I
1,
agree.
2, the Japanese version of 3 on DS, which is a freaking ridiculously hard game.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
What I didn't understand was I didn't want to play it just because they released they kept re-releasing 1 through 4, then it came out with 5, then it came out
5 and 6.
5 came out on other console. Yeah, it was like you're releasing the same game over and over again. Come on.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm okay with the re-releasing of the game though, because it's at least what those games come out in the early '90s, early to mid '90s. We're talking about a whole
Early to
other
mid 90s,
generation
yeah.
of people now.
Yeah,
Maybe two
it's just,
generations of people. I never would have played those Final Fantasy games if it didn't come on Game Boy Advance.
I just didn't need a Final Fantasy on Game Boy Advance, PSP, PS Vita, DS. I don't need a Final Fantasy reboot on every console.
It came out for PSP and Game Boy Advance. The DS only got Final Fantasy 3, the Japanese Final Fantasy 3 that was never released over in America before then, and Final Fantasy 4.
Yeah, and that was like basically the port of the DS game that came out a while ago, right? I believe that was the case. But the thing is, the reason why they keep on doing the ports on almost every system is because people are consistently buying them. That's the major profit thing for the Square Enix right now. Because look at the Game Boy Advance versions of Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6. Those games are responsible, just by those games made a lot of cash and stuff because not a lot of people, including myself, I'd never even played Final Fantasy IV or even 6 on the Super Nintendo when it first released because it was like the early to mid-90s. 1992, Final Fantasy II, 1994, Final Fantasy III, which is 6, obviously. I played through all those games, and those were amazing. Those were great games, great experiences. And I've even played through a couple versions of Final Fantasy IV. I played through the DS one, which is really hard. I'll tell you what, so this is the original.
It's the Japanese version, yeah.
Yes, it is. And that's the same thing with the PSP version as well. Only the sprites are made up a little bit more colorful and stuff like that. But
it's kind of like with like Final Fantasy 3 and 4 that came out for the DS. Those are the Japanese versions. They dumbed them down. Or Final Fantasy 3 for Japan never even made it here. Final Fantasy 3 in America. That was Final Fantasy IV in Japan, if I remember correctly. The Final Fantasy IV that we played on the DS was released here as 5, but I know they really dumbed it down. It's kind of like Super Mario Bros. 2 that came out in Japan. They didn't release it over here until like 7 years later in like the All-Star game on Super Nintendo because it was too hard.
Right.
So we got that crappy American Super Mario Bros. 2. That was it was awful. We had to choose between 4 characters.
Oh, Super Mario Bros. 2. It's Super Mario Bros. 2, aka Doki Doki Panic and stuff. That was a pretty interesting type of game. I mean, it was harder than the original Mario Brothers and stuff like that. But as a solid platforming experience, it actually implemented a lot of the characters from a lot of the enemies that would later go on to be featured in other Mario games, like the Shy Guy and what other monsters I forget, but I know Shy Guy was one of the first enemies that you encounter inside Mario Brothers 2, and here you see Shy Guy being implemented in all sorts of various Mario games across the things. But anyway, we're getting a little bit off the topic here. It's just what I'm actually just saying here in terms of Final Fantasy stuff, I just find it ironic that people have been clamoring for a remake of Final Fantasy VII ever since that E3 tech demo on the PS3 that Sony did years ago. And
wasn't that just a promo for the movie?
No, it wasn't a promo for the movie. It was actually a demo. It was actually a demo thing of the intro of Final Fantasy VII being demonstrated on the PS3. And a lot of gamers lost their shit back when it was first shown. It was oh, hey, Square Enix is going to eventually remake Final Fantasy VII in HD graphics. And now the Final Fantasy VII is released on Steam, and all of a sudden I'm just reading these comments from the supposed fans of the game no, don't buy this version. It's a crappy PC port. Blah, 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 and so on and so forth. It's just, for Christ's sakes, you love the game that much? Buy it on goddamn Steam.
Unless you already own it. I know it's on PS3. You can buy it on there. So
you can buy it cheaper on the PSN. $10 you can pay in order to play this game if you really want to.
You don't have to play on the big screen.
I mean,
as for the big screen, you can
I mean, as for myself, I own Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1, and I also got the PSN version, obviously, the PS1 Classic. And if I really wanted to, I could buy the Steam one when it goes on sale. I mean, hell, these achievements sound pretty fun to try to do. I mean, which one's getting all the freaking gil? That's actually pretty cool. That'd be taking a while.
Hopefully it'll be
Let's
on there
see.
when the summer Steam sale comes out. That'll be one of them.
Oh, I really hope so. I mean, I doubt they will, but yet it's pretty hopeful. I mean, they've had new games go on sale.
I say it'll be
before.
on sale by next year.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They probably when Final
Probably
Fantasy.
will.
There's that Final Fantasy Lightning or whatever it is that comes out in like March.
Lightning Returns.
Yeah,
13.
I bet around that time they'll probably put it on sale as part of like a little advertisement thing for it. That's probably be the time. In March of next year, we'll come back to this and we'll talk about it because I'll probably buy it then.
Probably. This introduces us to our next topic and stuff. It's like, for DLC, how long does a developer have to wait in order to actually release a thing of DLC, downloadable content? In my honest opinion, I love just playing a game, just having all the content on there. I mean, sure, if it's like extra proprietary like content and stuff, like say extra levels that weren't necessarily a part of the game to begin with, but I can buy this and stuff and get these particular missions and stuff, like say a couple months down the road, hey, I'm fine, I'm okay with that. But I'm not a fan of day one DLC. I'm also not a fan about a lot of the character skins, plus a lot of the freaking the weapons, the weapon
Black
things.
Ops.
One of the reasons, sorry to cut you off, but I wasn't.
No problem.
This wasn't an overall. I didn't really. We can talk about this too. My main thing was more of. I was talking to Knuckles about this a few days ago, and they just announced last week that the BioShock Infinite, the first 3 DLCs coming out, is coming out in late July. And I'm just in that game. The game came out on March 8th, I believe. So we're talking almost 5 months later that the DLC's coming out for it. And I'm just kind of curious, what do you guys think? I know. I'm talking about like actual like extra levels, like kind of like what Skyrim does when they bring out a whole new update, a whole new part of the game.
Yeah.
Mass Effect, not so much just skins and extra characters, but how long do you think a game should go in between having DLC? For me, I think I have different levels of it. I think for like a multiplayer game, for like Black Ops or Call of Duty, whatever. I think after probably every 3 months, like after 3 months, so it comes out in November, I'd say by late January, they should probably have the new map pack out. And then probably do one every 6 weeks after that. I think that's kind of what they do now. And then you have 3 or 4 out by the time it's over. And then I just think that with BioShock Infinite is a single player game, and we're talking about it's 5 months later, and we're just now getting the DLC. And a lot of people probably already paid for it. And I've already sold my copy of BioShock Infinite. I'm just kind of curious how long. I don't know how often you guys sell your games, but if you knew DLC was coming out rather soon, would this say it came out? Say you bought the game on March 8th, and they announced new DLC comes out for it in late April. Would that change your decision on selling the game? Would you still sell it? That's kind of where my conversation I was wanting to have with it.
Well, for me, no, it doesn't really. DLC doesn't change my opinion, because if I don't enjoy the game, like on my first playthrough, I'm not going to buy the DLC. Like for me, Gears Judgment, like I played through the game. I beat the Aftermath, the section that they had.
We beat that together.
Yeah, we did
the entire game together.
That's awesome.
One night.
Yeah, but I played it. I enjoyed the story to it. But after that, I even bought the season pass for it. I was like, because I liked Gears 3. I liked Gears 3, and plus it was only like $20.
Yeah.
And liked Gears 3, so I figured I'm gonna like Gears Judgment, because Barrett's my favorite character. I'm gonna enjoy this shit. And we'll play DLC, gonna play multiplayer. That wasn't the case.
Cold Train, baby. Woo woo.
That wasn't even in the game.
Really?
Right. I played Gears, didn't enjoy it. Played a little bit of multiplayer, hated it.
Wow.
I had infinite double XP. Didn't really.
Well, that's the problem though with I think because the problem with Judgment. Because it's a whole different subject, but going to Judgment is they took out the Horde mode. And no one really likes to play some people do, but the multiplayer is not what people play Gears for. And all the DLC packs are coming out for it is for multiplayer. I mean, if they were to come out with add-ons for the single-player campaign or I mean, I guess it's not single player, but the campaign mode, or if they had a horde mode and they brought out new maps, then
Gears 3 and Gears 2 had that DLC for single player.
yeah, and I actually own both of them, and those are fun. Yeah. I got them on sale though.
Which they should have released Aftermath for Gears 3, which I kind of hated. It was like
no, because I don't want to pay extra. It came free. I'm not paying freaking extra for that.
No, I'm saying it should have came with Gears 3. I'm not saying it should have been free. I'm not saying it should have been
money.
Paid DLC. Yeah. Like, say if you bought the season pass for Gears 3, like I did,
yeah,
and enjoyed every minute of it. Fucking that game, Aftermath should have been part of that.
Yeah.
But kind of like how they did with Gears 2, the mission where you had to sneak through.
Yeah, it was a sneaking mission. I remember that.
After the whole Maria scene.
I don't think I ever played that one, actually.
But
I do that a lot. I buy DLC packs.
That's sad.
I got like 100 Xbox Live Arcade games I've purchased, and I guarantee you probably 30 or 40 of them I probably put less than 2 hours into. I keep buying the ones that go on sale.
Oh, I know, right? That's like the same thing with me and Steam games to a certain extent, because they go on sale. It's like, oh, hey, $5 here, $7 there. It's like, okay, I get a hodgepodge of like freaking games stacked up, but then I put like maybe a couple hours of it. I don't even touch them like for months on end.
All right, you do that. All right, you say that. Dragon Age Origins right now is $5 on the dashboard.
I already own it. I have all the DLC for it.
That's funny.
But as I was saying, they shouldn't. Like, I'm not gonna. I wasted $20 on the DLC that I didn't get when I bought Gears Judgment.
Yeah.
And I don't return games that I enjoy, and that game just got sold like immediately. And same way with, like, for an achievement standpoint, I hate DLC to begin with, because DLC brings in new achievements, and which takes away a completed game. It's like they update the achievement list, you lose that completed game.
Right.
And which drives me crazy.
I mean,
and I know it drives a lot of achievement hunters crazy.
Yeah, it does too, because you have the added like achievements.
You have to pay. Packs, blah, blah, blah. You have to pay for those extra achievements.
It does suck. I didn't really know that was a thing. I'm not a big. I'm not a big achievement hunter. Like, if I play through a game, I'll look at the achievement list, and I'll like look at ones that are like I can easily obtain, or I don't have to do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend 20 hours playing a game to get to like one 20 or 30-point achievement, but like, if I'm going through a campaign, I'm like, okay, just find 10 of these extra things throughout the game. I can do that, things like that. But
I'm not either. But I used to be like, if it's a game I enjoyed, I'm going to go through that game and get all the achievements for it.
I am the same way.
Multiple playthroughs. But say for Dragon Age Origins, that game had what, 8 DLCs?
5.
Let's see, there was Return to Ostagar.
There was 8 overall,
Warden's
but
Keep.
I think some of them were like just like little packs for like with that came like was like extra like weapons or something like that, or health.
There were 7 DLCs for that game.
Really? Because I bought them all. Should look it up.
Yeah, there's that fucking Horde one where you played as the Darkspawn and then you played as the Lily on
that's the only one I did not buy, actually. There's Darkspawn Chronicles, the Warden's Keep.
That Warden's Keep one was actually really good for $3.
Witch Hunt was like only $1. That was like an extra hour.
Witch Hunt was really good.
It was only an hour long though, but they need to freaking make Dragon Age 3 when that comes out. They need to freaking expand upon what happens at the end of Dragon Age, because they don't want to do that. So I'm counting 1. Wow, Stone Prisoner is free now, and free DLC on there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think that's the one where you get Shell,
6,
the fucking golem.
7, 8. Looks like there's 8.
There's Awakening.
The Awakening, which is basically was when it's $40.
Was another game completely.
Yeah, I bought that the day it came out. It was $40, and it was like a whole extra 20, 30 hours of gameplay. See, that's the kind of DLC I want. I don't want, I don't want just like an extra level or two. I want a whole. That doesn't have to be like 20, 30 hours, but I want at least another 3.
You want good
At
DLC.
least, I mean, if I'm paying $10 for like the ones, some of the like Mass Effect ones are kind of hit and miss, but I think the price point on some of them is pretty fair. But like, if I'm paying, go on.
Yeah, we go like for like. Anyway, sorry about that, but in the case like for like certain things like DLC and stuff like that, it all depends on really the DLC content itself. Like you were just saying, like say if you pay like about $10 for a DLC pack that maybe lasts you for maybe about 15, maybe 20 hours or so. Yeah, that's a good investment right there. I mean, I know for a fact that there's this one DLC pack and stuff that I recently bought and stuff. Like a few weeks ago, it was DLC for like New Super Mario Bros. U or something for the Wii U and stuff. That
The Luigi one?
Super Luigi, yeah, the Luigi one, which it was okay and stuff like that. $20 for about 80 something more new levels, where it's like basically an entirely different hard mode and stuff like that. Now you see that DLC content to me is much more appealing than just saying like random like multiplayer maps or even like particular like weapons or character scans and stuff, because it provides more content of that same old like gameplay stuff that you want more of and stuff.
Yeah, which I'm kind of going back to what Knuckles was saying though about, you know, for games he really, really enjoys, he's going to play it multiple times. Most people are going to go out and buy the DLC packs for that. You know, for like pretty much Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Borderlands. Yeah. Games like you're going to do Fallout. Games like that you're going to do multiple playthroughs of.
Exactly.
I guarantee you a large percent of those people are probably buying all of the DLC packs come for it. So.
Yes, they are. I mean, the last time that I actually like bought a DLC like day one and stuff of a game that I was going to play through multiple times was Mass Effect 3 with that Prometheus, I think it was, DLC or something. No, it was From Ashes DLC.
I think From Ashes was
yeah,
it was the one where you got the Prometheus.
It was the day one.
Yeah, the Prothean.
The Prothean. I got that one for free because I was an idiot and I bought the $100 collector edition for Mass Effect 3.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow, man.
You actually bought that?
Yeah. Well, actually, no. The only reason I really bought it was because I had a bunch of credit with Amazon. So it was like, I ended up I pretty much, I think I ended up paying for, like, only paying like $40 for it with my credit and everything. So that's the only reason.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Mega dropped in price. It's only, $7 right now?
I haven't played Omega, but I heard that was the shittiest DLC for Mass
yeah, but it used to be $15.
Which one was?
Now it's only $7.50. Which
one was? Which DLC was the?
Omega, when you go back to Omega and you gotta like save them, like it's being taken over or whatever, and you go save it. I haven't played it yet, but
the mission like with Arya and stuff like that. You have to take back Omega and stuff like that. I'm not too sure if I actually have played through that DLC, but
I know I heard it wasn't very good. That's the problem with like the Mass Effect DLC. Even going back to the first one is like the first one you only got two DLC. You only got two DLC packs. You got From the Sky, which was like an extra 2 hours of gameplay, but it was boring. You spent most of it just driving around driving around on the little planet. And then they released the other one, which was just like a horde mode, which I heard wasn't very good. I mean, you don't play Mass Effect for the combat. So who wants to just do a DLC pack that's all just the whole combat thing? And then with
do you play the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer?
I love Mass. Mass Effect. The difference between Mass Effect 1 and 3 as far as gameplay goes, though, is huge difference, though. I mean, it's more Gears of War, which I love. I'm a huge fan of Gears of War, so I like that sound. Plus, you have like all the special powers and stuff like that you can do. But I don't want to freaking play for. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the. I'm trying to read the DLC list for Mass Effect 2, but like Shadow Broker, that was $15. That was like a whole.
Oh, that one was
Shadow
awesome.
Broker was good.
That was like an extra 4 hours of gameplay right there. That was the most expensive one I remember. Then there was Arrival, which was the last one that bridged 2 and 3.
Arrival was pretty bad.
It was okay.
Arrival was okay.
It was a little short, but I mean it was there to bridge between 2 and 3. Kasami, the Stolen Memory one, was okay.
Kasumi was okay at best, I thought.
Overlord was.
I'll say the way out the start of it, I played Dragon Age 2, And there was a mission similar that had Felicia Day in it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that. I don't buy any of the DLC for Dragon Age 2.
Well, there was a one. It was basically, it was just a reskin of that mission.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I'd be really upsetting about that one. I fought all the way through Dragon Age 2 just so I can beat it, and that game is, if I had to make a list of the most disappointing games of this generation, without question, that's number one for me. I love Dragon Age is probably would probably go in my top 5 all-time favorite games. My entire life I played, and then the follow-up, that one with 2.
2 was. Hopefully 3 takes the style of 2.
Yeah.
With the story.
Yeah,
of 1.
2 had the better gameplay in it, but just it was just rehashed dungeons, rehashed enemies. There was very little story to it. I didn't even know what was going on half the time, like why we were doing the things we were doing half the time.
It's like, well, I'm hunting a mage when I'm a mage.
That sounds pretty
it made no sense.
The story was kind of broken by, like, if you, depending on what character, because you can pick a human, or you could be like a warrior or a mage, or what's the third option you can be? You guys?
Rogue.
Yeah, rogue. But if you're like, the whole game was like, it was kind of like the mages.
If you wanted the full experience of the game, you played mage. And which was also the downfall of it, because the mage was a god, pretty much.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of playing mages either. And like the whole story was about how mages are being treated poorly and they're segregated against everybody or from everybody. You know, and it's just and you're playing as a mage and you're trying to like play both sides of the coin where you're trying to be peaceful.
But you're trying to be the good guy, and but you're also the rich guy sitting on top of the mountain.
Yeah. So like the story like did not work if you played as a mage. I don't know. We're kind of rambling here.
Oh, this is good.
This is a good conversational podcast. Let's go ahead and just keep on.
all right. Well, I didn't know if you guys wanted to keep on subject. I don't know.
This is good. Just keep it free flow.
There we go.
All right. Well, anyway, do we have?
What?
I think that's enough Yu-Gi-Oh for the one podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I'm playing it right now.
I know he's playing it right now.
Well, anyway, is there anything else about DLC content that we want to touch base on, or can we just move on to like another topic?
I do want to say games like BioShock that are just straightforward, one storyline.
Yeah.
Don't need DLC.
No, that's the argument from the beginning with BioShock Infinite is why does it need DLC? I think that's a good argument. I mean, I'm kind of they haven't even really said what it's going to be about. Is it extended onto the end of the game, which I don't see how that's possible, or is it?
I prefer if it was went back to BioShock 1.
I would be okay with that.
It's like just go to Rapture and just stay in Rapture.
I'd be okay with that. Something like that. I just don't see, unless they're going to put something in the middle of the game where you're going to have to completely replay the game and it goes off to the separate section. I don't want something like that. You know, I want it to be its own standalone thing, or it's going to be extended on to the end of BioShock Infinite. I think certain games, it's the problem we're looking at with DLC. At the beginning, a lot of people didn't like it at the beginning, especially with the horse armor on Oblivion, because that kind of started off. That was the first DLC for games of this generation, and it started off poorly by paying for horse armor. But I mean,
then you got the Halo 3 multiplayer maps, which were great.
Yeah, I mean that's great. I think that's what's great about.
Oh, that's another thing I want to go talk about real quick.
Okay.
Why did Activision get greedy? Like Halo releases 4 maps in the map pack.
$5.
$10.
Oh, they were $10. I thought they were $5 still.
No, they're $10. Fucking Activision. Call of Duty. They released 5 shitty maps.
No, you get 3 maps.
You get 3 shitty maps.
So how it started was Modern Warfare 2. It went up to $15. You got 3 maps, and then you got 2.
Everyone bitched. Everyone fucking bitched about it, and everyone bought it.
That's
exactly.
Like, they only give you 3 maps, and they gave you 2 maps from older Call of Duty games. And now, I don't know. That's the reason why. You basically answered your own question, Knuckles. Is why did they raise the price $5? Because they know people they're going to complain about it, but they're still going to buy it. You know, like everybody says, when you listen to podcasts, you listen to gamers, you just talk to people in the community of video games, you vote with your wallet. I mean, it doesn't,
exactly.
I mean, rarely ever do you, I mean, up until the Xbox One changes DRM policies, you rarely ever saw, I mean, you'd always hear, like, it's that minority, it's just that silent minority that just keeps talking, it's that 5% that just, like, they're the loudest, but...
Yeah, like the people who wanted that Left 4 Dead, all the fucking, what do you call it? What is it? The people that was just trying to bitch. People... the idiots that signed petitions.
Oh!
Like they petitioned the
Sounds
Modern
familiar.
Warfare the Modern Warfare 2 for a PC or something.
Oh yeah, wait. I think it's starting. It's familiar. I think it's starting to get familiar here for me. I think the whole protest thing was like around trying to get the dedicated servers for Modern Warfare 2 on PC, and how they were trying to like boycott or some Modern Warfare 2. I think it was by not playing it, and
then it showed you everyone that was on that list. 9% of the people on that list are playing Modern Warfare 2.
Exactly.
The same thing happened with Left 4 Dead 2. People were protesting Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, I want to slap everyone that was on that protest list too.
Yeah.
Like, because this is my thought about Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
Valve came out and said that Left 4 Dead 1 was unfinished.
Yeah.
And that they only released 2 DLCs for that game.
Kind of BS.
Yeah.
Which is BS, yes.
Because they promised that they were going to support it, and then 6 months later they announced a sequel.
Oh yeah, they released the sequel, which consisted of 5 levels to begin with.
Yeah.
A new character, more content, like the game, like more in-game comedy, which was great. 5 levels, but each of those levels had 4 levels in the game.
Yeah.
In that level.
And they're separated into 4 pieces, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 5 missions. Like we came in, and then each of those missions had 4 levels in the game. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't understand how people couldn't think about that. It's like, that's 20 levels of game.
I can understand, I mean...
Oh, plus there was DLC. This game just got a new DLC that came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And that game's been out for, 4 or 5 years now?
I just don't understand why people are upset about this, though, is because they came out and they said, hey, we're going to support this game with DLC. And then they came out 6 months later, they gave you, I think, 2 DLC packs. They added 1 map, and then they added a horde mode kind of thing. And then 6 months later they come out, oh, by the way, Left 4 Dead 2 is coming out. I can understand why people are upset about that. Is they promised you something. They said we're going to support this game, and then they come out and they I
don't remember people saying I don't remember Valve saying it was like, we're going to support this game.
They came out and they said they were going to support this game by adding, because people were upset at the beginning because there's only 4 maps.
Which also, those 4 maps had 4 maps in between. That was 16 maps.
No, but it was basically, there was
plus
4.
The verses. Plus the verses.
It was there was 4 maps. They were just separated into 4 different pieces. But you still had to play it all the way through. It counts as 1 map. So I can understand what people are upset about. I think it's...
There was 4 levels in between that, though. It was like, I don't understand. It's like, you have 1 map, which consisted of 4 different levels. Mm-hmm. And... like for, say, No Mercy, you start off on the apartment building, work your way down to the apartment building, go through the streets, kill zombies, go through the streets, run through a warehouse, and then go into a safe room, which started up the next area. You go get out of the safe room. Yeah, but if you want to play the whole level all the way through the parking garage.
If you want to play the level all the way through, though, I mean, that didn't count as 1 full level. You didn't get the achievement, if you just played it separately. You got to play the whole thing through in 1 shot. We're arguing semantics right now.
It's like, why would you... it makes no sense. It's still 4 levels in between that 1 level.
But I understand why people... I mean, they come out and they say this, and then they just... 6 months later, they abandon it, and they go down to the new one. I think it's... I can understand why people are upset about it. I don't think it's a big enough reason to boycott.
For Left 4 Dead 2 right now, you can go on Left 4 Dead 2. You can go on the dashboard right now, buy Left 4 Dead 2 for $8.
Yeah, it's $10 today.
Is it $10?
Today only.
It's $10 today.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
you can get that for $10, then put another $10 to it, and then get all the DLC for that game.
5 years later. At the time, you spend $60 on a game, and you're promised more to come. You get a couple little things, and then they announce 6 months later, oh yeah, there's a full $60 title. If you want to keep playing this game, you want to keep getting more and more stuff to it. You got to buy it. You got to pay $60 for it. we're talking. Yeah, I mean, I can understand. I'm not disagreeing with you, Knuckles. I'm just from their point of view, I can understand why they're upset. It's just you get told something, and then you're going to support this game. You bought a game, and then 6 months later,
and they did support it though. They did support the first game though.
They put out
Left 4 Dead 2
one
came
map,
out,
and they put out a horde mode. That's all they did.
All right, listen. They put out a DLC for it. Like they put out 2 DLCs before Left 4 Dead 2 came out. One had 2 levels in it, which were action packed as hell, which I couldn't beat. And the other one was 5 levels in it, and that was long, more story driven. And then Left 4 Dead 2 came out. Then they had that little challenge mode in the first one. And then as Left 4 Dead 2 came out, they released another DLC for Left 4 Dead 2 and 1 that bridged the gap between Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
They had the sacrifice for DLC. They had the sacrifice and the Crash Course that came out for Left 4 Dead 1. Yeah, Crash Course was like the bridge between Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, I believe. And then they released a third one that came free. It was free. It was basically a survival mode, which is the horde mode basically. I don't know. We're not.
Which was also a pain in the ass to play.
I don't think most people. I think most people lasted like 6-7 minutes. So.
6 minutes. That's unbelievable.
6 minutes, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knuckles never lasted 6 minutes of anything in his life. Hey.
It's better than. It's still better. I do better than what you do. They for the first the Last Stand, which was that survival. Crash Course, then they released the Sacrifice.
Which is the Sacrifice was also on Left 4 Dead 2. And then they released Coldstream and Passing for... So each of them got 2 DLC packs.
And then for...
I feel like this argument's going nowhere. We're just gonna... Nobody's gonna win this argument. We're gonna just stick with what we...
Okay, Coldstream for the second one came with Death Toll, Dead Air, Blood Harvest, and Crash Course for Left 4 Dead 2. And No Mercies on Left 4 Dead 2 now. And Coldstream, which is the Crash Course equivalent to the first one. So,
okay.
Like, Left 4 Dead 2 has a shit ton of content.
Yeah, that's what my point is. They supported the hell out of Left 4 Dead 2, but they didn't...
Which they had also went out and said Left 4 Dead 1, they couldn't get it finished.
Okay,
they couldn't
how would you
Left 4
feel
Dead
if
1.
you paid $60 or something, they came out and said, yeah, that's not really what we want to do. This is actually what we want to do. If you want to play the real game, buy that one. How would you feel if you just went out and spent $60 on that, and then a few months later...
I did spend $6 on Left 4 Dead 1.
Well, you're also an idiot,
$6 on Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, boy.
We're not getting anywhere, so let's just drop this conversation. We're just running in circles now.
Yeah, I think this has played out its course and stuff. But, well, we can do at least one more topic or something if you guys want before we try to do shoutouts.
Do we have any shoutouts? Do we? Really?
We got one.
Who?
It's in there.
It's in where?
It's I
don't even think we have
show notes.
Show notes? Okay. Well, anyway. Trying to see what shout out stuff. I need to boot up something here. Show notes. Oh, here we go.
You know, I keep looking at stuff for Saints Row 4, and my god, that game is fucking awesome.
I can't wait.
I can't wait for that. That looks pretty cool.
I got the one edition.
Create your own. You got your own.
Can't wait.
You got your own. You can create your own superpowers. You can just run, destroy shit.
I can't wait to get my awesome gun that comes with the web edition.
The dubstep gun.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be freaking.
The dubstep
I'm gonna go outside and start shooting that thing. I think it has like 9 different. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. What else does it come with? I just saw the gun. I just like, yeah, I'm getting that. I should probably look and see what else it comes with. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, so you know, play. Have you got any new cards in Yugioh?
Oh God,
Jack.
Oh God, shut up! I'm so sick and tired of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well,
you guys want to create your own little separate podcast talking about Yu-Gi-Oh? Be my guest.
well, anyway.
I will. I'll dump this, and me and Jack will talk about Yu-Gi-Oh while you.
That's fine. I'll create my own podcast. I'll be the hungover nerd, hungover dash nerd. Bam.
Yeah, don't expect a lot of content to come out of that. Just like Valve supported Left 4 Dead 1, he's going to support that podcast.
Yeah.
So he agrees with me that they didn't support it. So I win.
I was being ironic.
I win. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I think this is a good time just to advertise like our little Facebook and our Twitter pages.
Well,
What do you think?
I'm reading what comes with it's a 12-inch dubstep gun replica. It has laser sights on it. It's the most dangerous webs the world has ever known when you pull the trigger. Also includes a 8-inch Johnny Gat memorial statue, a dubstep Doomsday
Rest in
button.
peace, Johnny Gat.
Ooh, and it comes with DLC packs. I get a Uncle Sam uniform, and I get the America gun.
The America gun.
August 20th.
You paid $40 for a prop gun, a little statue, and 2 DLC weapons.
Oh,
and
Jesus
I get a uniform. I also get another a plane too. So that's pretty awesome. You ain't gonna have that. I'm gonna post pictures of me with my awesome web gun. And you guys are gonna be so jealous.
And then a month later, he's going to be crying because he doesn't have any money.
I have Saints
I can just see Tyler just like posting the thing on the Drunk Nerds like Facebook page and stuff like that. Him with this stupid web gun and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, he pays all this money for the thing, and then all of a sudden, like he tries putting this thing for Halloween or something like that. And it's like, oh man, why the hell did I buy this a few months later?
No, that ain't gonna happen. No, I'll be broke though for like the next 6 months. So it'll be like January. So what you guys been playing this week? I'm playing Saints Row 4 again. I'm on my 18th playthrough. It's pretty awesome. That's gonna be me in January. I'm basically gonna pay.
I'm enjoying my PS4 and
No, you
GTA
won't, because you don't have a
5
lunch
and,
one guaranteed,
Destiny.
but I do. Yes.
Yeah, we'll also work at Walmart, so
Yes!
I can hold one in the back.
Oh, I'm letting
me.
your boss. I'm gonna send that little part to your boss. Like he's gonna screw off the customers right there.
Dude, if you knew my boss, he would laugh.
I'll send it to the CEO.
He'd be like,
of Walmart.
"Go right
I'm
ahead."
like, look at this. He's trying to screw over your customers.
Oh, hey, look at this, my boss. I can have my boss on Facebook right
All
now.
right.
Really?
Let's get him on. I'm gonna let him know you just said
Let's
that.
get your boss on. Oh
Hey,
God,
the
that'd be
podcast.
bad.
I'm like, you really, you know, Knuckles steals.
He's a stoner.
Yeah, he gets high in the back and he has gay sex.
Oh God.
I don't know why I feel kind of bad for
Oh
being so
boy.
detailed about the gay sex part.
Jeez.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you have been drinking, haven't you?
I have not been drinking. I am the
'Cause you get
soberest
gay
I
when
have
you've
been
been
in
drinking.
weeks. I'm not
Hey,
hungover.
I can taste. Yeah, I can smell you.
Oh my god! Oh, no, because every time I burp, I still fucking taste it. It's bullshit. I'm never
You can
drinking
smell the
Jaeger
Jaeger
again.
through the
Yeah.
Skype chat.
I don't know why I bought Jaeger. I just had 2 cans of Monster in my fridge, and I'm like, what goes with Monster?
You know what? I
Oh,
want
Jaeger.
Jaeger.
There we go.
I'll drink some cough syrup.
Oh no, I'd rather drink
Just-
like 3 bottles of Jaeger before I take a shot of freaking cough syrup. I hate cough syrup.
Just to remind everybody, we are the Drunk Nerds podcast, so we will talk about alcohol on occasion.
Yeah, and no one's drinking, and we're all sober. I think I'm just.
Which is
I'm
a
just,
good thing.
After last week's episode,
I'm just tired of being hungover the next day, the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
After last week's episode, I don't want to drink while I do the podcast again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know. Just the losing of energy, and all of a sudden, just like, I don't feel like it.
See, I didn't lose energy. He did.
Yeah, Ginger Boy lost a lot of that energy too. It's just funny.
I gained energy. I don't know what you're talking about. And no one wants to shout out, so pick a wrestler and listen to this shit.
All right, before we do our little shout outs.
Tell me Sorry. Going back to last week with the Zack Ryder reference.
All right, you know what? For this shout out,
Oh, hold up. Before you do that.
yeah.
I was right, you asshole. It was Zack Snyder
That's right.
that directed Man of Steel.
That's right.
Who said that you wasn't?
You.
You did it. I think it was last week. I think it was.
I don't recall this at all.
We have it on record.
No, we
Go
don't.
back.
I edited it out.
Send all your hate mail to gingerboy507 at chunk-nerds.com.
Anyways, go on about something that no one knows what we're talking about.
Well, anyway, guys. Well, let's see. Well, just to get back to our shout-outs portion of stuff, we don't have very many shout-outs this week, so we're just going to cut right to my favorite part of the week, shouting out some obscure wrestler that I'm sure few people remember, but I remember as clear as day. And this week is going to be a little bit, well, kind of odd and stuff. I am going to shout out one of my favorite Mexican wrestlers from back in the day, La Parka. Now, La Parka was a Mexican luchador. He was one of the heaviest luchadors inside WCW, World Championship Wrestling. And for his little his entrance and stuff like that, he would always carry his steel chair. He would always just play mock guitar and stuff like that. And the thing about it, La Parka would also do these little crazy little dances stuff, like with jiving his legs and stuff like that. And he was one of the biggest guys that could perform like crazy ass stunts. Like say, just imagine this: like about a 230-pound dude inside of a freaking skeleton costume, doing things like freaking planchas and like moonsaults and stuff. Yeah. So this week, I'm shouting out La Parka. Yep, this guy, awesome luchador, awesome, just awesome dance moves. And
I was really hoping you were going to go with the Kiss guy from WCW.
Oh my God, the Demon!
you know that's actually the least watched segment in WCW's history was when they had Kiss on and they did the lip singing.
Oh yes. Well, the thing, I remember watching it live. I remember actually watching it live on TV and stuff. Kiss did the performance, and all of a sudden the Demon just like popped out. It was one of the most underwhelming type of debuts for any type of professional wrestler that I had seen. And didn't help matters much that he wasn't even hardly pushed at all because of how bland and stuff the drop off for like that whole debut was. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the Demon is like another type of wrestler and stuff where, you know what, I just don't really give a shit about that dude.
Like most characters that were invented by WCW.
Well, yeah, that too. But you know what? That's another topic for another week and another obscure wrestling thing. So this week, we're going to go with La Parka, the obese Mexican wrestler who loved to do moonsaults and crushes unsuspecting opponents. So here's to you, La Parka. Jam on and do whatever the hell you feel like. But also, don't forget to eat those Twinkies.
Oh, those Twinkies are back now.
That's right.
Well, we're about to end the show now, so let's go ahead and, if you want to hear more of us, talk to us, tell us how bad we suck. You can follow us on Twitter at drunk_nerds, and on Facebook you can join our Facebook group at facebook.com/drunk-nerds.
So please comment, subscribe, whatever you can on iTunes and stuff. Just leave us a comment. Just say if you like this podcast. If you don't like this podcast, tell us why. Just leave us anything. I mean, we're starving here. We need a freaking bone here. Throw us a freaking bone.
Yeah, I can't keep reviewing our show every week. It only lets me do it once.
Hold on, yeah, vamp for a minute while I check see if we have any iTunes.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I probably should have done it before the show.
Dun 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 dun.
Phenomena.
Dun 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 dun.
We really got to get bumpers.
We don't need bumpers. Bumpers are for squares.
No reviews. Nobody likes us.
Well, anyway, guys, I guess.
Oh, we are up to like 89 downloads.
Yeah.
Really, 89 downloads? That's awesome. That's awesome. At least people are listening to us.
29 and 1/3 or 2/3 listeners. Yeah.
Well, hell.
Okay. So he cut somebody in half.
In third. To a third.
Yeah, he cut someone into a
Oh
third.
my god. Oh.
Yeah, 7 people have downloaded it today.
I just saw
7
my
have downloaded
reflection
it
on
today?
my TV and scared the crap out of me.
7 people have downloaded it today.
That's freaking cool. That's pretty cool.
I was one of them.
The show, crap.
Oh, wait, no, I downloaded it yesterday. I'm looking at it. It says I downloaded it yesterday.
Let's see. Some of our statistics.
Oh, here.
We are huge in the Oakland area.
Yeah!
23
What up?
downloads.
The
What up,
Oakland,
gangsta?
California area?
Yeah, we have
funny.
23 downloads in Oakland.
Where are my gingers at?
Seattle's doing strong with 6 people.
Alright.
Awesome.
Chattanooga, my area. Woohoo! 10 people.
What about Iowa? Oh, how we doing over there?
-2. No, you have 8.
Hey! Really, 8?
Yeah, you have 8. Massachusetts, we have 2. Ohio, 5.
What about Rhode Island?
Rhode Island, let's see.
Come on. Something we could...
California, we have 23.
Really? California's 23?
Colorado, 3.
Wow!
Texas, 2. I can probably tell you who the 3 people in Colorado are.
Probably could. I could.
All 3 times?
Nerves, Jitterbug, and...
Well, no, it's just 3 individual downloads. It's probably just nerves all 3 times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, it's no, it's not that. It's actually not that. It's actually people who've downloaded. It doesn't count it overall.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys.
Oh,
Well,
so
we're
we
getting
actually have
past.
89 listeners, not 89 downloads. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, I think. Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys.
We have 4 downloads in the United Kingdom and 1 in Germany.
Bam! Represent
Wow.
Germany.
We actually have a download from Germany. That's pretty interesting.
These guys are amazing.
We don't discriminate. We encourage anybody. We encourage anybody to listen to
we
our
have-
podcast.
We have 292 downloads in North Korea.
So yeah, we are big in North Korea.
And
That
And,
means 2 things.
to say, farewell and for Germany, Auf Wiedersehen.
Yep.
Scheiße!
Nope.
That's all I know in German.
All right. Unless we have anything else big to say and stuff like that, let's just go ahead, just end this podcast right here. You know, I am your host.
I want to talk another 20 minutes about Yugioh.
Alright, let's do it.
No, let's end the
Oh,
show.
no. Let's
What's
end the
favorite
show
part?
now. It's getting kind of long. Anyway, guys, I've been your host this week, the Jack of Hearts and stuff, along with Ginger Boy and Knuckles and stuff. We'd just like to say, hey, so long, sayonara, and please tune in next week. We should have ourselves, we'll have ourselves some sort of a show. barring
Hopefully it'll be better than this one.
Barring what type of news, what type of gaming stuff as next week.
Hopefully
If
we'll-
not, we'll just do what we did this week and just wing it, you know.
Hopefully less Yu-Gi-Oh talk. Though.
Well,
Oh, there's gonna be more.
anyway, everybody, see you later. Goodbye and peace.
Have a good 4th of July, Independence Day.
Yes.
Does anybody have any missiles left? Excuse me. You too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.